Yeah. Ryan and I go back a long way. Everything's kind of come full circle from 6 years ago when he was in my gym. What I will tell you is the thing that impresses me most about Ryan is his work ethic. It's off the charts. It really is. I told somebody, I have a friend in the UK, and we were talking last night, and he asked me about Ryan. He's like the number one tennis player out there. He's an athlete. Mm-hmm. He knows what I'm. And he goes, how's Ryan? I go, look, I'm going to sum it up in a couple of words. I said, he's a beast. He is an absolute beast when it comes to training. I mean, he's in the top 5 of all time of guys I've trained. I mean, guys that just go for it every day. Not 6 days a week, 7 days a week. He doesn't like to rest. That is probably the most impressive thing. But he always worked hard. When he was a kid in my gym, he worked hard. But as a pro, as a kid that's maturing into a very strong man at 23 years old right now, he's really in beast mode right now. Then I would say, just from the fact that he attacks his profession with reckless abandon, because it really is. It's just, he tears up the running, he chews up the rounds in the gym. There's no medium speed with him. He's like full speed. Even in sparring, it's hard sometimes. As a coach, if you got a guy as talented as Ryan and hard hitting, even good sparring partner, real good sparring partners can be in trouble once he, gets you where he wants you after a couple of rounds. And boy, I'll tell you, he's very hard to deal with if you're a sparring partner. I'm going to put that mildly.
Okay.
He's really aggressive, and I'll use that term. He's very aggressive, but we all know he hits very hard with either hand, and that's to the detriment of a lot of guys that he spars with. And we probably, I can't even tell you, we sparred probably 120 rounds for this with. Probably had 6, 7, 8 different sparring partners, because they don't last, quite frankly. Very few can last. So I guess in summation, whether it comes to his running, his dieting, his focus, his floor work, his sparring, his concentration, with it all, he changes, by the way. He's a very amiable guy outside the gym or running, but once he goes into work mode, he turns on a different switch, and he's totally immersed in his concentration to what he's doing, which is to me one of the great qualities he has. He's able to turn that switch on. So I can't brag about him enough, and I really can't state more emphatically than I just did of how impressed I am with Ryan. And just, like I say, keeping an eye on him, throwing my experience in there when need be. And he's very receptive to good ideas, not ideas, but he's receptive to good ideas. So if you're going to give him instruction and guidance, you better have your act together, because he's a very smart kid, and he'll know whether or not A, it suits him, or B, it's practical. And so I'm very selective with what assignments I give him and where I lead him, because it really has to fit his personality, and B, his style. So I'm up to that task, though, and this is, I think, why we're going to make a very good team, on top of the fact that his father knows him as better than anybody. Henry, who's a great man. Henry and I share the same birthday.
Oh, okay.
September 7th, and although separated by a number of years, so that immediately made us hit it off even more than we probably would have. And Henry's a lot, we think a lot alike. He's a soft-spoken, gentle man, but he knows what he's talking about. He's highly intelligent. And his mom, Lisa, and his dad, Henry, they went through 225 amateur fights, 16 amateur national championships with Ryan. They put in the work, and I respect that. I respect what they have to say. And of course, his brother Sean, who fought professionally and amateur and won several nationals himself. These are all boxing-oriented people, and so they speak my language and I speak their language. It's all about the fight game, and then in particular about Ryan. So it's been a very good blend of personalities and work ethic and all of that combined, and we're all on the same page, which is unusual, that you can get everyone on the same page at the same time, and it's just been wonderful. They spared no expense in making me comfortable and giving me, a lot of leeway with their son, and all of it's appreciated. And it's a wonderful spot we're in. We're living on Coronado Island, which is just, it's the Beverly Hills of San Diego, maybe apart from La Hoya, but it's really a great spot they have me in. And like I said, if you're comfortable, it's easier to work. So they've gone to great lengths to accommodate me and my needs, and all of that's so appreciated, and it makes me want to work harder. And I have. I have not left camp here since February 15th. And I am in constant contact with Ryan all day long. Well, I don't run anymore with the fighters, but I drive along, so I call it drunning. I'm driving while they're running. But so we're spending a lot of time together, getting to know each other, and I'm letting Ryan know I'm here 120% for him, not 100%, but 120% in his corner right now, and I'm going to give him everything I got.
Excellent. How have you seen him change, and the mental side, like maturing? When
That's a great question. See, Ryan is a very deep thinker. He's highly intelligent, and when we have conversations, it's not always about boxing. It's about life in general sometimes, and then he's like I say, he's in touch with the universe. He understands a lot of things, science. He's interested in that. I'm very interested in science. He's also a very spiritual person. And, as we grow up, we go through different stages in life. I see him as, this camp, he's about as stable as a character that I've ever dealt with. He's very mature. His body's maturing. His promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, one of the greatest fighters that ever laced him up. I remember Oscar when he was a 130-pounder. But I always said Oscar De La Hoya was a welterweight in a 130-pound body. Okay? and it was so as a lightweight for Oscar, and then he went right from 35 to 47, if I'm not mistaken. I think he skipped 140. I may be wrong, but I think I'm right, though. And if he did fight at 140, it may have been briefly. But I see the same thing with Ryan. He's very big for a lightweight. You know, from 21 to 23 you grow, from 23 to 25, from 25 to 27, so on and so forth. It's the rare guy, like who has the height of Ryan and the frame of Ryan, that stays the same weight they did when they were 20 and 21. Usually you grow into that body. And so I think that process is occurring as we speak, you know. But, you know, to come full circle here, he's just in a great mood. He's very focused, but Ryan's a fun guy to be around. Mm-hmm. He loves to laugh. He loves to joke around. I'm on that page all the way, you know. I mean, I grew up, you know, in a family of 10 with 8 brothers, and that's all we did. We played sports and we joked around. And, you know, I still do that to this day. I like being around younger guys, you know, because it makes me feel younger.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to grow up, you know. Like that old commercial, I don't want to grow up, I'm a Toys R Us kid. So it's fun being around fun guys. Again, I'm as serious as anybody in the gym, in the corner, in the locker room, of course. But on our downtime, we're all in a training camp right now. We're all thrust together. And so we have a blast. And usually on Sundays, we'll go out to breakfast together. We have a particular restaurant we frequent. So we've been doing that, you know, week in and week out. And we just have a blast together. When it's time to have fun, we have a little fun. But that's about the extent of it. You know, we're not going out we're not going out dancing. Let's put it that way, okay? But it's been a lot of fun. Ryan is complete. I think he likes the fact that he's, you know, he's kind of the master of his own future right now. And I think he's accepting that role. And he's more than capable of controlling that. And I just really, I like what I see. I love what I see. And he's a good kid. And you know, when they're good people, you want to do even more for them. And that's the way I feel right now. I really want to see him succeed. And anything I can do to move that forward, I'm excited to do.
You've trained a lot of fighters, obviously. Yeah. Is there somebody that reminds you when you...
Well, of course. I mean, I said it a long time ago when Ryan was 17. You know, I mean, I made overtures to a few people in the business. I said, look, this is the next Oscar De La Hoya. I said he's got the charm and the looks. He's got the speed and the power. He's got the personality. So he had everything Oscar had. I mean, Oscar had it all. Like I say, Oscar had it. It's hard to describe what it is, but you know it when you see it. Yeah. And when you look at Ryan in his entirety, you, like Oscar, you knew he had it. And it's a rare quality. So have I had some great fighters? Yes. You know, but there's a media side to this. There's a personality side to this. On top of the great athleticism that he possesses, speed. There's no doubt he has tremendous speed, charisma in the ring, out of the ring. He's got it all. But yeah, that's what De La Hoya had. I don't think anybody would argue with that. De La Hoya was somebody that you wanted to see perform because he had a great look, style, charm, and he was incredibly athletic. I mean, how many weight titles does he have? I mean, wherever he went, he succeeded.
Last question. De La Hoya was referring to the power job. What can you tell me about that? How has that improved the power job?
Well, look, Oscar's style does differ from Ryan's, but Oscar also perfected his style as he went along. He had a lot of different trainers that gave him a lot of add-ons. And you can see, if you look through Oscar's career, his style changed depending on who he was fighting, too. I think Oscar knows the benefit of having a great jab, because it sets everything up, and you can control so many things with a jab. Ryan isn't as prolific with the use of the jab. He depends on the jab at a certain point. Other guys really live by the jab. And Ryan's getting to the point to where he's figuring out, the higher you go up and the more competition you face, the better competition at the top, that, it's one of the weapons you need to perfect. And I think he's of the mind right now to work on that more, and we have been working on it. It just doesn't happen overnight that you use it, in multiples of times in your last fight or the fight before. It takes time to perfect it on the floor, then in sparring, and then in the fight. So basically, he's using it. It's coming along at the right pace, and he understands the effectiveness of it. We've been using it quite effectively in sparring. So, that's to come. That's to come.
Excellent. Thank you.